What is up, you sexy YouTube mother lovers? If you're like me and you're kind of a sci-fi nerd, you've probably already seen the new Amazon movie, The Tomorrow War. It's the new Chris Pratt movie that has been literally everywhere. You probably even heard a promotion for it when you saw Conor McGregor break his own leg. Anyway, the movie is out now and is free to watch on Amazon Prime. I actually really enjoyed it, and there was a lot of very interesting gunplay. So today we're going to take a little bit of time and talk about some of the guns in the Tomorrow War, and what the hell was going on with some of them. I'm also going to try to keep this relatively spoiler-free, but I still think it's a good idea if you watch the movie. Or if you don't give a shit, who cares? Let's just get right into it. Now, the main gun most prominently featured in this movie is super weird looking. It's a cut-down 8-inch barrel AR with Herrera Arms furniture, Trigicon scope, and a 45-degree canted reflex sight. Looks super spacey, futuristic kind of thing, which I think is why the prop department obviously chose it. Problem is, this is not ideal for alien hunting, as our main characters quickly figured out. SK Arms actually had a great post about this. A future soldier time travels into a gun store. I need a rifle to kill aliens that are mostly bulletproof. Okay, so you're probably going to want a larger caliber, maybe 308. For armor, the added velocity, 6.5 Creedmoor might. No, we only have 5.56. Okay, no problem. You're going to at least want a longer barrel to keep as much velocity as you can. I was thinking like 7 inches. No, okay, well, if portability is a big concern, you're probably going to want a super compact PDW style stock. I need the longest, heaviest stock you can find. Okay, let's talk optics then. 7-inch 5.56 can be pretty limited on range, so a simple red dot, I need magnification. Oh, are these aliens hard to identify? They're gigantic. Oh. I tell you what, go ahead and put a red dot on a 45. They look sick. Will you ever use it? I will not. So, aliens, huh? That sounds kind of rough. They have incredibly heightened senses. They can smell blood a mile away. Oh, well, now the shorter barrel makes a little bit more sense. You're making room for a big suppressor. A what? A silencer, especially if you're going to be shooting these in close proximity to other people. The concussive forces will be... No thanks, we'll probably shoot a dozen of these full auto in a concrete stairwell. You're making my point. We'll also be fighting in dimly lit areas. So you'll want a super bright weapon mounted light. No, I said they'll be dimly lit. What is your dimmest light? How's this war going for you? We're losing terribly. That was pretty much my thoughts exactly when I saw this AR-15 layout. Oh shit. They also committed the typical movie sin of having a 30-round magazine, yet firing hundreds and hundreds of rounds full auto without reloading. That didn't really kill it for me, but yeah. It got a little irritating, but it's not enough. My suspension of disbelief is good enough that I didn't really worry about it that much after I realized, oh, we're just not gonna fucking reload. That's cool. But the little short ARs, that did kind of bother me a little bit. I remember saying out loud, like, if these things are so heavily armored, why the hell are you sending these guys in with ARs? Like, send them in with Barretts or something like that. At least give them like 40mm grenade launchers on the bottom of these things or something. Well, fear not, because we actually got to see some 50 cals in action in this movie. But first, quick thank you to our sponsor. Gold is expensive. So Acre built a system to try to make gold more affordable. I'm willing to help them by giving a For every you give, Acre's going to give a as well. And if we all give a together, we can make a huge difference in making gold more affordable across the globe. Alright, so there is a scene in this movie where humans are being chased by a horde of these aliens, and they're escaping on Humvees. Now, mounted on these Humvees are M2 Browning 50 caliber machine guns. Belt-fed 50 BMG hatred, and it definitely does the trick. I don't have any real word for it other than, chunky. This was super satisfying to watch because I remember just being like, just get on the 50 cal. Even when they were in the city, I'm like, they saw the couple Humvees by the side. I'm like, I would be doing anything to get to that fucking 50 cal because that looks like it will actually work. Okay, now this next one actually gave me a good bit of trouble identifying. At time of filming, it's not even on IMFDB, or the Internet Movie Firearms Database. Although I'm sure it probably will be once this video comes out. So this is the rifle that was used by J.K. Simmons, who is playing Chris Pratt's father in this movie. And this is just a really beefed up AR-15. I thought it was initially an AR-10, which is, an AR-15 and a beefier 308, but clearly, in looking at it now, it is a little bit too big for that. Then I started looking at like the Falcor Patra, the Nemo Arms, 300 Win Mag AR rifles, but still something didn't quite seem right, although the size was getting closer. It looks like it could be either of them, but the small details in the rifle just didn't look right. But after some digging, I found the actual gun that I think he uses here. It's an F&D Defense 338 Lapua. Holy shit. Makes a lot more sense why those rounds are hitting with a little bit more oomph than the SBR 5.56. 338 Lapua Magnum is no fucking joke. So let's break it down into energy, all right? So the 5.56, especially out of a shorter barrel like that, it's probably somewhere around 1,000 foot-pounds of force. 338 Lapua Magnum measures in at about 5,000 foot-pounds of force. Hitting with 5 times the energy per shot is a big deal when you're going up against something that's super heavily armored. So if I was in a situation like that, I'd want the gun that J.K. Simmons is using. Now, why this gun was so fucking hard to find details on is apparently there were only a handful of them ever made. And it just so happens that I know the owner of some of the only ones that ever made it into circulation. If this video gets 100,000 likes, I will get my hands on some of the guns from the Tomorrow War, including some of the actual guns that were in the movie. We'll do a range day with them. Who knows, we might even do it with Chris Pratt. We're probably not gonna be able to do it with Chris Pratt. Although I know plenty of you would love to do it with Chris Pratt. All right, so next up is the shotgun carried by Edwin Hodge. Now in the movie, this dude was a fucking badass. And apparently he agreed that the AR did not have enough power to do what he wanted it to do. So somewhere along the line, he picked up something with a little bit more stopping power. The shotgun he's using, of course, is a semi-auto 12 gauge, specifically a Beretta 1301 tactical. Now he's kind of decked it out to make it more tactical. He's got the Magpul furniture on it. He's got a tube extension for a little bit more ammo, a little red dot on top. But it is a sweet ass shotgun and it works pretty well. Now, a lot of the pictures I'm using for this are from either Leviathan Group or Extreme Props. And these are the people who handled the guns and the gun props of this movie. If you go and check over on their Instagram, they got all sorts of cool behind the scenes stuff if you're curious about seeing more of what goes into the props of movies like this. But yeah, The Tomorrow War is a super cool movie. If you haven't seen it already, it's free to watch on Amazon Prime. I know most of you guys have an Amazon Prime account, so go ahead and watch it. I thought it was pretty good, and let me know your thoughts. I know, there's probably a lot of time travel plot holes and things like that, but honestly, for a summer blockbuster style movie, I thought it was pretty good. But I'm curious what you thought about it. Anyways, guys, hopefully this was kind of a cool video for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe and click that notification bell and join the hashtag AKJ Notification Squad, because you could win cool merch like this from Bunker Brandon. But only if you comment in the first hour of a video's release, so you gotta make sure you got those notifications on. Anyways, guys, that's all I got for you today. I appreciate you watching to the end of the video, and as always, I'll see you sexy YouTube mother lovers in the next video. Thanks.
Fuel is my obsession to make the perfect weapon, like Rasputin's rise to the top.
Which brings me around to this. If this video gets, let's say, 10,000 likes, we will do a follow-up. Let me verify that that's a good benchmark. Oh no, I need way more than 10,000. Jesus Christ, the fuck was I thinking?